Hello and welcome to another episode of my art vlog. It's been so long and this is definitely a year of transition for me. It's beautiful, it's exciting, but it's a lot. So I took a little bit of a break from YouTube. These is a sunflower vlog for sure, because during the springtime we have so many beautiful sunflowers growing, and you'll see I record it almost every day. I'm sharing some art experiments I made. I love the way the spray paint looked and through these cutouts, paper cutouts, and here I'm just experimenting with some collages. I'm just kind of a beginner. I have these ideas, so I did cover this paper in some interesting patterns. However, as you'll see later on, once I start painting, I kind of covered the whole thing and you can't really see much of the collage. So that's something to, learn from, I suppose. I just love these little paper cutouts. It's something I've definitely done a lot as a kid. Especially during the winter time, making snowflakes, but also the paper cutouts are just a traditional medium that it's kind of from the Polish background. The cutouts are just a traditional kind of folk art, so to speak. Anyways, as you can see, I started to paint this portrait and I had a model. However, it didn't come out looking like my model at all. I had a picture from a magazine, just took it its own life, so to speak. So I was pleased with it, but then I just covered, the collage completely. So, and again, experimenting with the spray paint here. As I was saying earlier, I recorded a lot, almost daily, the evolution of these sunflowers during the springtime. A few years back, we've planted some sunflowers in the front yard, and ever since then, we don't have to replant them. It's been 3 or 4 years now. They just reseed themselves, and we have literally this forest of sunflowers, and it's so beautiful and magical and uplifting and inspirational and just healing. All of these sunflowers are just all over the place, and the butterflies and all the activity around them, it's just pure magic, and it brings me so much joy. These are actually our native flowers. They've done really good this year. We really got into native flowers, and I can talk hours about it. It's so important for the native pollinators, etc., the ecosystem. But back to the sunflowers, they're just so beautiful. They bring me so much joy, inspiration. Our neighbors love it as well. And I just couldn't help myself. This is all about sunflowers. But also, transitions. It's also in the metaphor. They spent their cycle and they will come back in spring. So it's kind of beautiful. Here I'm sharing a little bit of this project I had. As a matter of fact, the whole reason that I started this YouTube channel is to get motivated and kind of have this accountability, because I have all of these projects, this weird recycle art project, and I thought, hey, if I just tell people that I'm gonna do something with it, maybe it actually will happen. So this is kind of an attempt. So basically, I've worked at this place that used a really old school cash register, and this is a tape, a literal tape from the cash register, just kind of spent. It still has some ink on it, and I had some ideas for it. So I decided to first try a yarn situation. So I made something out of it. I will show that in the next video. It was not successful, however, great experiment. But yeah, I am really interested in these odd materials, and this is so bizarre, you know? I'm thinking about maybe making some ink prints because it does have some ink on it, as you'll see. Look at my hands. So this is what the yarn would, look like, and I will crochet this into something it's not, I might have to take it apart. Anyway, I'll talk about it in the next video for sure. But yeah, experimenting with different materials, it kind of gives you this exercise where in your head, in your imagination, it looks a certain way, but then just comes out completely different. Anyways, I want to share a couple of other projects I worked on. I'm not showing you the whole face here because I didn't like the entire face. I just liked some portions of it. The eyes came out really successful. So it's me painting acrylic and mixed media on watercolor paper and just doing my favorite, different portraits. This spring we had this amazing group of swallowtail kites nesting in our neighborhood. It was lovely to watch them. The garden is always my happy place. Springtime is time of this renewal, even though it was right before some transitioning in my life. Actually, this whole year is been about this transition. It's just been slowly vamping up until about summertime when it really took another level, ramped up for sure. But again, like I said at the beginning, it's exciting at the same time. Big changes are happening and big shifts are happening, and this is life. Just like this garden reminds me all the time, these pumpkins here, they'll grow, some of them will rot, and just like these sunflowers, they're so beautiful and they're just for a season, and they will be food and dry up and they will be recycled, so again, as I said before, this is definitely a sunflower vlog. I just couldn't help myself and recorded and tried to capture every moment. I did do some paintings on canvas. This is another collage piece that I did completely covered again, and that was inspired by these flowers for sure. And some more portraits that just giving a little gentle touches here, and I really like the way this come out, just something a little different, a little bit of abstract mixed with texture and some realism of the portrait. So I want to thank you so much for joining me again, and I really hope to see you next time, and hopefully sooner than before. Take care.